Hello, hello, hello. Lisa Zimmer here today. Let's see if this is working. I'm a little late because nothing was working. Yay, it's working. Okay, cool. All right, so I tried to go live. I've been going live from my computer for years, but for some reason during quarantine, it wasn't working well. And today I went to go live from my computer and it said I had to download a bunch of new stuff and do all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm like, I ain't got time for that. All right, so I am going live through Zoom. And so if you're having trouble, little tip, you can still go live through Zoom if you have the Pro Webinar series. All right, let me tidy up my area. That'll drive me crazy. Hope everybody's having a great day. Sorry, you gotta look at some of my junk back there. I didn't move my plant around in front of it. All right, did everybody have a good weekend? Hope so. Okay, I am Lisa Zimmer. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Tim. Hey, Adam. Hi, Tracy. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Holly. Good turnout. Right. So I watch on my phone also. So if you see me looking at my phone, I'm not being rude. I can't see comments on my screen because I'm doing this through Zoom. So I'll have to be looking at my phone as well. So I am Lisa Zimmer. I am a doTERRA Blue Diamond. All that means too is I love to help lots and lots and lots of people. I love to help them share doTERRA, get comfortable finding their words to share and build a doTERRA business so that you can help us on our journey to get oils in every home, right? Oils in every home, what that means to me is healthcare options at everyone's fingertips. It's super important to me because you all know I was put into a wheelchair with brain damage because of a prescription drug reaction back in 2011. And I suffered for 3 years unnecessarily. Traditional healthcare was not able to help me. In fact, what they did accomplish to do was get me addicted to pain meds and benzos, lorazepam, severely. And thanks to finding the natural lifestyle world, I found help through blogs. I found help through natural practitioners, which are very limited in my area. I found help through chiropractors, massage therapists. And finally, almost 3 years later, still not well, but improved, I found doTERRA. And our lives were changed forever. You can even see my junk on the floor. Well, the good news is I spent all of yesterday cleaning and getting ready for WWZD10 today. So my bed that you can't see next to me, this is my office in my Florida condo, that was covered with stuff still from BOGO week, which was what, 3 weeks ago now, 2-3 weeks ago, is all tidied up and filed. So I want to talk to you about doTERRA organization today. I want to talk to you about how to introduce the doTERRA business. All right. So we're going to dig deep into this stuff in the WWZD10. In fact, I have a whole notebook of stuff we're going to cover in WWZD10. That starts today. If you're new, WWZD10 is what would Zimmers do, right? And we tell you every day what we're actually doing in our business that day, right? And so you can get a feel for as doTERRA Blue Diamonds. We're small Blue Diamonds. We have about 1,900 people on our team. And we are running the marathon, not the sprint. I sprinted to diamond, sprinted to silver. I was silver in 4 months, gold in 6, platinum at just over a year, and diamond to just under 2, and blue at 4 or something like that, right? So in hindsight, had I understood structuring, which is why I have a structuring video for you on YouTube, had I understood structuring, I would have been diamond at 1 year, blue diamond at 2 years, and I would have never gone back from blue diamond. Instead, it took 4.5 years to get there. All right, so I love to teach you the mistakes that I made, because throughout that process, even though I learned a ton, right? Go fail fast. You're not going to learn if you don't fail. Go fail fast. Go do it Fail at something, figure it out, tweak it. If I had a list for all my failures for you, you'd have a heart attack. All right. But guess what? You can't get here without making mistakes. So go fail fast and get them out of the way and find your way. That's what I help you do in WWZD. I help you find your words so you can stop making this so hard, so you don't get to diamond and want to quit like most diamonds because you worked too hard and you did it wrong and you didn't duplicate and you're exhausted and burned out. All right. We teach you how to do this easily, how to step back, how to help everyone else do what you want to do. I'm so excited at how successful WWZD10 was. If you can handle multitasking, get in WWZD8 and 9 and do those while you're doing 10. Or if you're not good at multitasking, WWZD10 will be over in 2 weeks and get back into 8 and 9. We really saw the explosion in WWZD9 where it was clicking for people. You hear me here in my free Biz Tips, Lisa Zimmer Essential Oils Biz Tips Facebook group every Monday at noon. You hear me, right? But what's different was everybody in the new WWZD format gets on Zoom with me and you ask your questions, you ask your scenarios, and I answer in real time, legit, hey, here's what I would do and how. And we problem solve together. And it's more of an impact when we're talking about your specific situation and it finally clicks. And we just saw people explode. Even without BOGOs, they were enrolling people right and left before BOGOs even happened. And that's what we want. We want this business to be amazing for you, so you do it, okay? So what's one way that you can talk about doTERRA and the business? There's a really cool, really cool post in the Blue and Presidential board that I'm following right now. And I'm super excited to get to see this stuff and then share it with you. All right. So the post right now is, hey, how did you go from Blue Diamond to Presidential? How did you find leg number 6? And one of the first questions asked, which I loved, was, how is it any different? Well, it's very different the longer you're in the business. All right, because the longer you're in the business, you don't have to work with just anyone and everyone because they signed up first or they signed up second or you didn't have anyone else, right? You get to pick and choose. And here's what's really cool was most of them that I've seen so far post were not intentional that have been successful. Okay, so I love this because that means we all can do it. Okay, so let me give you an example. One of them was one of the leaders was diamond and not happy with the 14,000 a month she was making a diamond, right? So probably newer, smaller diamond or mid-range diamond, not a huge team. At 14,000, I'm guessing. Okay, so 14,000 a month at diamond. Wasn't happy with that. Burnt out, right? Happens to everyone when they hit diamond. And because we work too hard to get there, we don't take time to develop our leaders and empower them. So we're too tired. So she went on a trip, like a 3-day getaway, and was not going to talk about doTERRA. Okay, she just needed a break. She took all her oils with her to share with the other people that would be on this little getaway. And all the women kept asking about her oils. Oh, you smell great. What is that? Oh, tell me what you're doing for that, right? So first of all, I love this story. It was only a few sentences long, but here's what I gather from all that, right? Even when we're like, I'm not dealing with doTERRA today, I'm taking a break, I'm taking me time, I'm taking family time. If you are a product of the product and live the lifestyle, you can share doTERRA without even trying. See how she set an intention to not even share doTERRA for this event, but because she took all of her oils with the right mindset to use for herself, and to let other people use them if they wanted to, not with an intention of selling them oils or doing the business. She took a break. This is the real way, right, to share doTERRA and sell doTERRA and change your life naturally by incorporating it into your lifestyle, okay? Because she's a product of the product. All she did was tell people about some of the oils. Someone had asked her how much she made. She shared with them, and that her husband works from home with her now, right? Every single person there signed up for doTERRA. Do you know why? Do you know why? Do you know why? Do you know why? Because she wasn't selfish. Okay. She needed a break and she took a break. She did not have to try and sell doTERRA or build a business that day. She lived the doTERRA lifestyle as it was a part of her life and naturally shared doTERRA, okay, and shared the business opportunity by letting people know how it affected her life. She didn't tell them they needed to do it with her. She just educated them on, here's how I use my oils. Here's how the business has gone for us. Okay. If you don't share your oils opportunity for health and wellness, you are denying people the opportunity to get well. Number one, I want, you can think of whatever you want. If you need inspiration, motivation, mindset shift, if you need a mindset shift, think of me. Every time you're in a situation and you're wondering if you should share oils with others, think of me. If something's holding you back, think of me. Dying, desperate, wanting to die every single day for 1,000 days from pain, brain damage, pain. Did I mention pain? Excruciating, unbearable pain, right? And someone had the courage to say, hey, have you tried doTERRA? I just can't imagine what my life would be like had they not. It's very likely I would not be here because there wasn't much more I could take, right? So one, if something's holding you back, think of that. I don't care what it is that you think of something that helps you tear down that wall of fear or that wall of shame or whatever it is that's holding you back from sharing doTERRA with others and changing their life. This is a super passionate topic for me, okay? Then number two, realize denying people the business opportunity is just downright cruel. All right. So I didn't know there was a business opportunity, but luckily in my situation, I figured it out. I'm strategic, analytical, ideation. I just came up with this idea, put a training binder together so I could walk through it because I still had brain damage. I just made it myself and decided I was going to get some people together. I was going to show them my binder, and I started building a business with zero training. Okay. And then someone who was doing Diamond Club above me, Joanna, found me, and then we were able to dive in together and go much more quickly. All right. But again, she also taught the business the hard way, and together we've helped her transition as well, my uplines, into making this easier so we could help more people faster and help more people do the business. All right. I want to give you a little scenario of where I was financially when I started my doTERRA business. I hadn't worked in 3 years. I hadn't worked in exactly 3 years. I started my business. In fact, my first big class, I enrolled my first person like a little less than 3 years by myself, figured out how to do it by myself online. Luckily, I had 100 PV in my cart, so I got paid, and that really set off the inspiration. I got $20, and I was ecstatic. So I had my first class on August 23rd of 2014. It was exactly 3 years to the day that I took my first Levaquin pill that destroyed my life, and I ended up spending the whole class crying because I was just so excited to share that with them. I was so overwhelmed with joy that I was better, overwhelmed with fear that it could still come back, had PTSD, but guess what? I did it anyway. Luckily, Joanna taught the class because it turns out I cried at classes for the next couple and said, I can't do it, and got my husband to teach the classes, and I did one-on-ones. Again, I didn't let obstacles and fear stand in my way. I figured out another way to do it, but I did it. Okay. So please, for the love of all things holy, come here to learn, but then stop learning and go do, okay? If you've been following me for a while, there's no reason you shouldn't be building your doTERRA business successfully and enrolling someone every month, okay? If you're in WWZD, we're going to dig into that. I want you to learn, but I want you to learn enough to give you the power, confidence, and tools to go do. I don't want you to be a professional learner. That's never going to help you reach your dreams, all right? So I want to give you a feel for where I was before I started my business. So I had been successful in real estate, made a couple $100,000 a year. It was lovely. I was debt-free. I was miserable. I was emotionally and physically miserable, even though my life looked perfect on paper, because I had poor gut health, poor emotional and mental health. My brain chemicals were out of whack. I was miserable. Okay. I get sick and God takes it all away. And I start to get better thanks to doTERRA. And I get a job as a secretary because I needed to do something. Okay. And I still had some brain damage. I needed to do something. I needed to get out of the house. I needed to be productive. All right. And I had worked really, really hard to build my own real estate business. I'd been successful in real estate for 12 years. I had assistants. I was not an assistant. I had assistants. So it was a very, very welcome experience for me to go back to where I was in my 20s and be an assistant again, right? It was a great place for me to revisit, to understand that is not what I wanted long term, all right? And here's the trigger for me. So I love to empower men. I love to empower women. I love to empower girls. I love to empower my son. I love to empower everyone, regardless of gender or age, okay? But as a woman who was always beat down at every single career choice she made, okay, everywhere I went, I became the top salesperson, top leader, and was always dismissed by those above. Okay, they would take my ideas and take credit for them. They would tell me I didn't know anything and poo-poo me. They would pay me 50 cents on the dollar. That happens at pretty much every corporate place I've ever worked. So that's how I ended up in real estate, because no one could ever shortchange me again, because it was commission based on a percent. So as a woman, I was not going to make 50 cents to the dollar to my male counterparts who were less successful, right? So got a lot of baggage that comes with my doTERRA career, a lot of baggage pre-doTERRA, right? And so I go to work and I'm an assistant for an office of a couple male businessmen, very nice people, very, very nice, very old school, right? And so pretend this is my desk and the gentleman came to me right here, and pretend that this is the copy machine sitting right in front of me on my desk, because it was, handed me a piece of paper and said, can you make a copy of this for me? And I looked at him and I was like, I was trying to process, because remember, I had brain damage, right? The copier was right in front of him. He had to reach over the copier to hand me the piece of paper to make a copy for him. It was one of the most profound moments of my whole life as an empowered woman. I did it because I couldn't even process the situation. I couldn't process that it was 2014 and that someone stood over a copy machine, handed a paper to me over the copy machine, and asked me to make a copy for them, and then stood there, or then went back to the office. And I made the copy, had to get up out of my chair and then deliver it to them in the office. I did that, hung up the phone, or I'm sorry, did that, came back, picked up the phone. It was like 10 a.m. And I called my husband in tears and said, I can't do this. I am 42 years old. 42, 40, yeah, 42, I think it was. I did not work this hard and struggle everywhere I went to prove that I'm the best, only to fail, finally get to be an entrepreneur, an independent business owner, to be the best, end up here. I said, please come get me, take me to lunch. He's like, honey, it's 10 a.m. I said, you have to come now. He picked me up for lunch and I never went back. That is not something I normally do. I'd always given 2 weeks notice. I was a rule follower, but for the first time ever, I respected myself more, right? The only way for me to live the life that I want to live and the way I want to live it is to be the one in control of it. So I told my husband, remember, I hadn't worked in 3 years, wiped out all of our savings. Our house was no longer paid for. Our cars were no longer paid for. Everything was mortgaged. Everything was financed. All the savings was gone. I was the breadwinner my husband started, because he helped me with real estate, started taking off in his banking, but our lifestyle changed drastically, right? I was making $10 an hour as the assistant part-time. And I said, I'm doing this doTERRA. And I had my binder all put together. I took it with me to that office every day. And I looked at my binder and I just wanted to work on that binder of doTERRA and look at recipes and figure out how to help people. And I looked at that binder and I was like, I'm out of here. Now, remember, I was selling $10 rollers, which is against company policy. But I thought that was amazing. I would take that $10 roller and help people and change their life because I didn't understand the business model yet, right? I was doing it wrong because I didn't know it existed. I hadn't found anyone to help me yet. And my husband said, why don't you go ahead and do that doTERRA? It makes you so happy as long as it doesn't cost us more than $100 to $200 out of pocket. Isn't that fascinating? And now we're doTERRA Blue Diamonds. But our only goal, dream bigger, people. Our only goal back then was for me to find joy, not feel like I lived in 1950, feel appreciated, feel fulfilled, have a sense of purpose. I'm gonna cry. As long as it didn't cost me more than $100 to $200 out of pocket. Didn't even care if I made an income. We just wanted to make sure that doing this business, my husband's a smart guy and he knew that self-employed people, when you start a business, you're in the red. You're in the red for years. You don't make money for years, right? That's the beauty of doTERRA. We didn't understand the beauty of this business model. I'm going to spend my $100 a month on products I use anyway, and I have no other expenses unless I choose to. Unheard of, right? So in 4 months, I was making, I don't even know what I was making. I wasn't at Power 3 1500 yet, but within 6 months, I was making $2,500 a month. That's insane. That was insane to go from zero to that in 6 months. Now, granted, all I did was work on doTERRA because my son was in school all day. I have an obsessive compulsive personality. I love helping people. I sat down and called people all day, picked up the phone, emailed, texted, private messaged. I want to help you with doTERRA. I want to change your life. Will you come talk to me? I want to help change your health and wellness with essential oils. Nobody knew what doTERRA was back then. I want to share with you how these essential oils are changing our life. Jackson doesn't have allergies anymore. I'm all good. Rock and roll. Right? But the most impactful moments were not head and neck tension, aches and discomforts, digestive health. Now, granted, digestive health fixed me. But as a human being in life and going from feeling this big, and that gentleman handed me the piece of paper over the copy machine and said, can you make a copy for me? Less than this big. It was one of the most impactful negative moments, right? But where we see obstacles, we find opportunities. It was the opportunity, it was the catalyst to make me realize that I was meant for more. I told my husband, I said, God did not put me through 1,000 days of hell to make someone a copy. That is not what he was preparing me for. He was not preparing me for that. He was preparing me for this, right? But I didn't know it. I needed someone to be so ridiculous and treat me with such disrespect for me to open my eyes, right? Dream bigger, people. Dream bigger. I never dreamed that I'd be educating 32,000 wellness advocates in a Facebook group every week. Never dreamed that big. I didn't think we'd hit diamond. When we hit diamond, I was perplexed. I definitely never thought we'd hit blue diamond. I definitely never thought I'd get to be one of those people speaking on a stage at healthy habits tours or post-convention tours, or I couldn't speak in public at all, right? I couldn't speak in public at all, even at a Rotary event with 20 people, or I couldn't do it, right? And look at what doTERRA has done, okay? That's what it can do for you and more, right? So the rest of the stories in the blue and presidential board were very similar, right? One person said, I got my sixth leg. I was out washing my new Mercedes, and the neighbor said, must be nice. And she said, I'm paraphrasing. And she said, well, you can get one too. Come join me in the business that you've been making fun of for years. And the woman finally did. Okay. It was the leader hit blue diamond, treated themselves with a Mercedes. What the neighbor doesn't know is that it was an old Mercedes, the way this story was told. It was an old Mercedes. It was not an outrageously expensive one, but it's something the blue diamond always wanted. She hit her gold blue diamond and treated herself again. No one knew it was an old Mercedes, right? The business opportunity isn't just about making money. It's about what you do with it. I don't have to come in here and teach 32,000 people for free how to share doTERRA and change the world. I'm already blue diamond. I'm already diamond. I'm already what? It's not about money anymore. It's about doing the same for others. I want my leaders so bad to succeed, not because I need to get to presidential or double presidential, or because I want them to feel like I do every day. I slept until noon today. I answered questions on my phone in bed from 12 to 12:30. I got up, washed my face, brushed my teeth, put on makeup, got my coffee ready, chatting with you. This afternoon, if it was sunny, I'd go to the pool. Instead, I'm going to work, clean up the rest of this office, do whatever I want because I can. doTERRA gave me that. No one will ever stand over a copy machine and hand me a piece of paper and say, can you make this copy for me? Ever again. Whatever your, I say baggage, but whatever is holding you back, whatever makes you feel like you're being held down, doTERRA can set you free. The doTERRA business opportunity can set you free. Set people free from those chains of poor health. I was bound to poor health for 42 years. 42 years. Extremely poor health. Extremely poor mental and emotional health. I'm a sex abuse survivor. I had abusive relationships, verbally and mentally abusive relationships. In fact, at one point in time, I told my mom, one of them was so bad. He had an affair with our best friend who was married. They had a baby, kept it a secret, told me I was crazy. And like, I'm a walking made for TV movie, folks, right? The only escape for me has been my husband, my son, and doTERRA. Emotional support, refocus. My son helps me refocus constantly on what's important. My husband supported me no matter what's happened in my life and been there for me. And doTERRA. doTERRA was a tool to escape all of it. Fixed my health, fixed my gut, fixed my brain from poor emotional health, fixed my physical. And then again, financial. I found my joy in doTERRA and spending $100 to $200 a month with zero income. That didn't last long. But what doTERRA's financial freedom has done for me has helped me live the life now the way I want and teach others how to do it. Sorry, this is not what I planned to talk about today, but I was very, very inspired by that thread because it wasn't about, oh, I strategically found, like, in fact, one person says they strategically found someone who is an influencer who was successful. And that's the actual post where that situation did not turn out in the way that they hoped, right? That person left, went on to do something else, but they're still with the company. And that leader now takes care of all their people, right? So I found that little nugget fascinating because when you try too hard to make something work, right? Fit in a round peg in a square hole or whatever that's called. I might have that backwards, I don't know. But right? She tried so hard to make that person fit into that role versus the one where the other stories are of people who shared the business opportunity casually and said and inspired them. See the difference? The others have all been inspired to do the business, to attain what the person they saw had, so their lives could be changed. The one where the person was already successful and influential and they found them and brought them into the business was the one that didn't have that gut wrenching why and didn't have to fight and claw their way to the top, right? So it didn't stick. I had to fight and claw my way to get through this business. Brain damage didn't help. I was not a fan of multi-level marketing. I was not a fan of working with other women, right? I had all kinds of mindset issues myself, right? Here's where that comes from, right? Everywhere I went, women would attack me out of jealousy, right? Because I'd become the top salesperson super fast or whatever, right? Or they'd sleep with my significant other and have their baby. So I did not have good experiences in working with a company of women. So I kept to myself. Well, this is not a business where you're going to succeed if you keep to yourself. I worked through that mindset. I found the people that I loved in doTERRA. I found the people that lift you up. And I realized there are going to be bad people everywhere you go, women or men. It's how you adjust and deal with it, right? There's going to be a woman or a man handing you a piece of paper asking you to make copy everywhere you go. The difference is now I get to choose. Okay. You're going to have difficult customers. You're going to have difficult builders. That's life, right? This is not rainbows and unicorns and sparkly farts, right? This is real life, real business, but it's your business and you have the power to control it. It's amazing, people. If you aren't inspired to do this business today, I don't know what else I can do for you. Okay. When quarantine happened, nobody panicked at our house. In fact, what happened in March with doTERRA, right? doTERRA sales were some of the biggest they've been. What happened in April? Biggest BOGO month in history, right? Mid-quarantine, mid-shutdown. When everybody says, oh, nobody has any money, oh, nobody's gonna spend to take care of themselves. It's what people want. They want to take care of themselves. They want to be healthier. They want to be happier. You should be shouting it from the rooftops, right? Let me see if there's, I'm an overcomer. You know what's so funny? Mandisa's song, Overcomer. We watched Mandisa on American Idol. grow and succeed and turn into this amazing powerhouse person. Overcomer is a song by Mandisa, right? And she was being held down, held back her entire life, right? She got her opportunity and exploded. And she had a song called Overcomer. And that was out when I was sick and trying to get better and through this doTERRA experience. In fact, I almost picked that song for my diamond walk across the stage and then switched it at the last minute. But everyone's an overcomer, okay? Everyone. You can make excuses and wallow in no success, wallow in what's the word? Self-deprecation. You can wallow in misery. You can wallow there because it's safe. You know how most people stay there, even in this business? Most people stay there in a level of not being successful, not changing their life because it's comfortable. You have to do things that are uncomfortable to succeed in this business. You have to fail to succeed in this business, any business. Ours is just awesome because your business expenses are $100 a month, things you would buy anyway, right? We have the most ridiculous, amazing business model ever. You can easily make 6 figures and spend $100 a month on products that you would be buying anyway, on products that you would be spending more for if you went and bought them elsewhere, right? Self-pity is not the place to live. In fear is not the place to live, right? Live the lifestyle, use the products, wear the products, right? If you say you're building a business and you're not even using or ordering the products to 125 PV a month, then you aren't doing the business yet. You might think so in your mind, right? But you cannot morally and ethically, as far as I'm concerned, be really doing doTERRA and sharing doTERRA successfully if you don't use the products, right? Because then you're just a salesperson, folks. Nobody wants to buy from salespeople, right? I'm a lifestyle changer, right? I'm a change maker. I'm helping people change their lifestyles to one like mine, where when something goes wrong, they can use adaptive, right? I had fallen off the adaptive wagon, my really good routine of using it repeatedly throughout the day, and struggled a little bit the last week. Hormones play a part of that. My family has been gone for almost 3 weeks. That plays a part of it. About an hour later, I noticed myself knee deep in filing and getting ready for WWZD, and I got music playing, and I said to myself in my head, I love my life. And I stopped dead in my tracks because I did not feel that way for the last week. I was sad because my family's been gone doing their thing in Illinois. My husband's a mayor. He has obligations. His obligations to me as well to help run our businesses in Florida, but he's got obligations there too, right? So I was sad, lonely, missed them, hormonal. I'm always nervous before I start WWZD because y'all know I got baggage there. I never feel like I'm enough. I never feel like it's going to be good enough. So I always overdo it. So for those of you wondering what's coming up in WWZD, I'm super excited about the gardening handout. But I caught myself because I knew I was back on track when I rolled that adaptive and that thought popped into my head. I love my life. A doTERRA product just did that for me. How many people do you know walk around with voices in their head saying, I love my life? That's the power of doTERRA. You have the power to do that for other people. I have a very odd life. I work from home. I live in 2 states. I don't always live with my family. Almost all of my team I teach remotely. I sleep until noon. I go to bed at 5 a.m. This morning, I think I went to bed at 5:30 a.m., right? I love my life. I made this life. I got to choose to make this life. Super excited about the gardening handout. All right, so my new gardening handout's completely new. I actually took the old one off the website because it was great. This one's amazing. So, gardening handout. Let's talk about how we use these. How do we use these, folks? Right? Because clearly you can't do a make and take right now. I don't have the words make and take on my handouts because they're way more. 99% of the time, I don't even use them for make and takes, right? Especially 100% right now. Right, so ways we're going to use this, I'm going to teach that in WWZD, but for any Zimmer make and take, how do you use it? Well, right now, I'm going to announce that I'm going to do a Zoom class for gardening for my team. And I'm going to have them bring guests, and I'm going to teach them how to share and build. All they're doing is bringing guests to join, right? And I'm going to teach this oils for gardening make and take. I'm saying I make it, your new friends take it, right? When their new friends enroll, they can get a free roller in their goodie bag from the gardening make and take, right? When they get started with their own account. It's that easy, right? We're teaching you how to make this super easy. All right. So say every time I talk to someone new, I find out what they're interested in. My drawing slip has on there, what are you interested in? And I ask people now over the phone. Gardening, awesome. I'm going to open that make and take, screenshot it on my phone and text it to them when they get started with their own account, or text it to them to help them make that decision to get started with their own account. Tells them what kit to start with, tells them what products they need, and how to start implementing them, right? My healthy habits and master your metabolism make and takes are right behind me. There's my little filing thing is right here, and it's only like this big, right? But two of the things in there, healthy habits make and take, and master your metabolism make and take. Those get folded up and put in the box along with the LLV trifold, the regular Zimmer intro trifold. I put those in every single goodie bag welcome package. Hey, check these out. Thought you'd enjoy these recipes as well. I want everyone to have a healthy habits daily routine. It's on my handout, the daily routine, right? And then I email them. I have my oils now what plus recipes. Sometimes I'll put that in the package too if they're older, right? Get paper in that goodie bag welcome box. Peeps love the paper. They want to build their own recipes binder, right? You can print stuff for 3, 4, 5 cents with HP Instant Ink like I do, right? So many ways to use your make and takes. Okay. Holly calls WWZD doTERRA school. So the make and take you had out rollers when they sign up. Yep. So Sherry, make sure that you get in WWZD 8 and 9 and go through that training course. But also, most importantly, make sure and sign up today if you haven't already for WWZD10. It starts at 4 p.m. Central Time today. And I go through this process, right, of how you do your online make and take, how you do a regular class online. We're going to talk about that the whole 2 weeks. You're going to have that mastered by the time you're done. But please, please, please get in WWZD 8 and 9 and start following that, okay? So I do not ship supplies to people to make rollers. That's insane. You all know me, I don't sample. I still haven't shipped out my prizes from 2 weeks ago. I notified people, said, hey, you won that Coach bag. One's my neighbor. And one ended up being a team member. And it hasn't happened. So there's no way in hell samples would ever leave this place. So I'm thrilled to get my goodie bags out and to get my giveaways out, right? So I don't sample to enroll people, right? I do the 60-second enrollment, folks, all right? So someone called yesterday. Hi, my name's Susie Q. And are you the Lisa that does the oils? I want to order On Guard and Serenity. All right. I said, absolutely. I can totally help you with that. How did you find me? Art of conversation. Got to ask how they found me, or how do I know what's working, right? This is the stuff I teach in WWZD. We dig deep. I help you understand why every single word that comes out of your mouth should come out of your mouth and which ones to put back in. Like, don't let them out anymore. Okay. Awesome. Tell me how you found me. How do we know each other? I Googled doTERRA person near me. And I saw your picture and saw that you were the one that used to have the billboard on the highway. Is that you? And I'm like, yep, that's me. I said, awesome. So you already know the names of the oils, On Guard and Serenity. So clearly you've used them. Tell me about that. Where did you learn about them? Is someone helping you with your doTERRA? Okay. So why do I ask that? Because I don't want to enroll someone who's already working with someone else, right? Just to enroll them and have them think, oh, I meant to enroll with the other person. I just thought you were helping me do that or whatever, right? I don't want to enroll someone who's meant to enroll with someone else. Because then what's going to happen? I'm going to go to all this work to procure an amazing customer, do an amazing goodie bag, send them handouts, tag them in my FAQ, launch them as a great customer, only for them to say, I meant to enroll with someone else. And they stop ordering for 6 months and switch to their friend, right? So I don't enroll people that weren't meant for me. Nope, no one's helping me. Someone gave me a air freshener for my car with Serenity on it and smelled good. And then I heard about this On Guard online and she got it, not from a doTERRA person. So awesome, I'm totally happy to help you. That, I'm so excited. I'm gonna help you get On Guard free this month, right? Because it's true, I helped her get On Guard free. Why? Because in the kits that I presented to her, it was free, right? Math and marketing, right? And I helped her go from On Guard and Serenity to a starter kit and to a couple bottles of Serenity. Why is that important? It wasn't important to help her buy more. That's not important. It was important to help her the right way so she can have the best oils experience for the best price, right? So I offered her the small bottle kit and we can add on Serenity, or the big bottle kit and we can add on Serenity. Either way, she's getting a free On Guard out of the deal, right? Because math, you can do the math. Okay. On Guard in the small bottle kit. To figure 5 milliliter, you take the full price of the 15 ml oil times 40%. That's the estimate for the cost of that, right? So she got a free 5 ml On Guard in the small bottle kit. Okay. But she wouldn't know that unless I told her. And that's language she understands, right? So I teach about the math and marketing and dig deep in WWZD so you understand it better, right? It's most important to help her get that extra discounted starter kit so that they have solutions at their fingertips, right? Because of course I asked her, I did 60-second enrollment. Tell me what you got going on. I wrote it down fast and furious. And I was so excited that I'm going to be able to help this family now with things that are easily handled with doTERRA. And they're not handled with On Guard and Serenity. So I cannot wait to help change this family's life, right? She has a child with severe allergies, another child with asthma so bad that they have to have daily nebulizing treatments. I was a severe asthmatic and severe allergies. And no, unless you've had asthma or had a child with asthma, no one understands, right, the importance of helping these people with respiratory support. When you can't breathe or your child can't breathe, Jackson had allergies and asthma for a very short time pre-doTERRA. In fact, it started right before we got doTERRA. I had it for 42 years. I'm going to be able to change their life. I don't care what she finished with, right? I don't care what she spent. In fact, I can't even tell you what she spent because I didn't care. I cared about helping them the right way, right? Tell me what you're going on. I can help you with that. Let's get you the extra super discounted starter kit. Do the small one for $160 or the big one for $249, and we can add on the Serenity oil that's not in there, right? Again, I didn't sell. I helped that family solve their problems, right? I want to teach you how to use your words to help people the best. That is how you will succeed, all right? Success for me is fulfillment. I feel fulfilled after that call. I don't care what she spent. I feel fulfilled because I helped her and I know I'm going to change their life, right? So get into WWZD10. The price goes up tomorrow at midnight, right? You get over $500 in training and products, all right? Right out of the gate, you get the gardening making tape that we're going to load in there this week and the monthly planner. Those two items alone, that's $35, and the cost of the course, if you get signed up before tomorrow at midnight, it's $29, right? I want this to be affordable for everyone, okay? I want everyone to be able to do WWZD, to be able to get my trifold. My 60-second enrollment script is free. In fact, you can just Google 60-second enrollment, and I pop up, right? That's mine. I pop up. Just Google it. You can Google anything we do now, and it pops up, okay? Because that's what everybody's using, right? Get your trifold, Intro to doTERRA trifold. Learn your 60-second enrollment, right? If you're on a budget, get WWZD and Intro trifold, learn the 60-second enrollment. It's free. Start there, right? What is that? $49. WWZD10 and a trifold, $49. You're going to make that back in the first week if you do what I say, okay? Because you're going to enroll people. You're going to teach them how to enroll people. You're going to help them get started, and you're going to see how easy it is, and then you won't stop, right? When things are hard or complicated, we throw in the towel and give up because we get overwhelmed. When it's easy, you keep going. That's why you see so many people post in here, I was going to quit my business until I found because it's easy. I could do it with brain damage. And that's what I wanted my system to be. I wanted it to be, because I have people on my team that have so much potential, right? But they have challenges, ADD, ADHD, brain damage, lack of technological skills. I wanted this to be so easy that anyone on my team can do it. And the original Lisa Zimmer with the brain damage could figure it out. It took me months to figure out the business model. I started in March and I didn't figure out the business model till like mid-December. And I started building my business in August, but I still didn't understand the business model or how it worked or how to help people get on LRP because it was best for them until mid-December. I was almost silver. And I hadn't figured out how to get everyone on LRP. I was selling them stuff out of my closet because I didn't understand. Okay. I was selling rollers. Didn't understand. I was selling rollers to people that had accounts. I didn't understand. I had brain damage. And no one was explaining the business model in a way that I was comprehending, right? And that's why I'm so repetitive in my teaching, because repetition, it's going to sink in eventually, all right? A lot of times stuff doesn't sink in until you're knee deep in that situation. You're going to be knee deep in the opportunity to enroll someone, and you will have read the 60-second enrollment or watched the video 50 times. And until you go to do it with your own mouth, it's not going to feel and flow. So grab a friend, grab a husband, grab a child, grab a cross line, grab an upline, grab a downline, and practice your 60-second enrollment. You can enroll people anywhere, everywhere, by text, by email, by Facebook PM, on the phone. You don't have to be in front of people to nail your doTERRA business. And all of us in WWZD9 proved that last month. You saw like hundreds of people rank up and solidify that we're in WWZD9. None of us were meeting people in person, folks. We did all of that, not just from BOGOs. People were hitting that before they even got the BOGOs, because we gave you the words and the confidence and the power to learn how to speak to people. Yay! All right. Sherry says she needs her brain to turn the light on with words. So Sherry, we will see you hopefully at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time today in WWZD10. Or go to my website, lisazimmer.net/shop. Sign up for WWZD10. If you don't have 8 and 9, go ahead and get those ordered. And then you're going to want to implement those as soon as 10 is over. You do not have to have taken previous WWZDs. I want you to be current with WWZD10. I want you to be able to show up on the live Zooms, get your questions answered, and revisit the others. We also have 1 through 7. We start teaching in depth how to do doTERRA not in person, starting with 8. All right, so that's why I really want you to focus on 8, 9, and 10 right now, because they're pertinent right now. 1 through 7 are fantastic. Go back and get them over time and work your way through all of them. All right, they have dates on them. Those are the dates that they were launched, but there's pertinent and valuable information and tools provided in every WWZD, regardless of the dates that those courses were run. All right, some of the information may not be relevant anymore, like if it was a BOGO for balance and serenity. But what you're going to learn is how to run BOGOs next time, and you're going to make mental notes so that you launch your next BOGO effectively, right? Or a promotion for a holiday, right? Just because we're teaching about that. We teach about everyday marketing, everyday business building, and every WWZD in real time. I am fanatical about being a great salesperson and being a great marketer. You can't help people appropriately if you haven't developed your skill set. All right, guys, I hope you have an awesome week. I look forward to seeing everybody at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time in WWZD10 today. We'll go live. I'll be posting the Zoom schedule for the week, and we'll be getting that gardening make and take loaded this week. Dive in. The WWZD Dropbox of files is in there. Open that Dropbox, print out the files, get your binder built with all of those free tools that are in there. That's also included in WWZD. The first half of your Zimmer binder, all the tools are in there for you at no additional charge. And then work on collecting your make and takes to build your business, to solidify LRPs, to make enrolling easier, and to help educate your existing members on all the ways that they can use doTERRA. Have a great day. Happy oiling. Bye.